Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, we're back again with crowned heads. Today, we're looking at the Four Kicks Capa Especial. Now, like the other crowned head cigars, this is made in the Ernesto Perez-Carrillo Jr. factory. And it's Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper on this particular cigar. Now, I chose this size. And by the way, this is the Corona Gorda 5 5/8 by 46. I chose this size over the others, thinking a smaller ring gauge, maybe we can get the best flavors out of this cigar. It also comes in a Robusto 5 by 50 and a Sublime 6 by 54. So that was my reasoning behind this size, and that's the only reason. There is your density, by the way. Of course, it's very small. 46 is, has an average feel, I'd call, in the hand. So this is the latest addition to the Four Kicks line. So let's see how we fare. The new crowned heads Four Kicks Capa Especial Corona Gorda. Now, if my math and eyesight is correct, this is the last of the crown heads we'll be doing for a while. This is the third that I told you about. Of course, you've got a new look to the Four Kicks logo, blue, and of course the crown heads logo always seen at the bottom band at the foot, which we will remove. And it does always, I shouldn't say always, but 99% of the time come off very easily. So there's what we're left with. Okay, we've got a good draw with just a touch of firmness. That's okay. It's drawing very well. Your first flavor is a very nice cedar with some citrus influence. A lot of nice brown sugar, a little cinnamon there. A very thick, pasty nutmeg. That's right. You notice right after you get those sweet flavors, then here comes that big, thick, like glob of nutmeg. It's very thick, and a nice black coffee base. Black pepper at about 7.5 here initially. So that's not a bad start. Not bad. So let's just see how we transition though. Let's see what happens at the first third. Well, here we are at the first third. And the coffee is very earthy. Very, very earthy. Almost a scratchy earthy. There seems to be an element of leatheriness too. It's an earthy, leathery coffee. The nutmeg is not as pronounced as it was. It's more of a cedar now, with a decent amount of brown sugar and cinnamon there. The nutmeg is reduced, but the black coffee, and now with the leather element, has increased. Medium body finishes a leathery nutmeg and a little brown sugar with modest lingering black pepper. Slightly below average. You will notice it, but it's not overly impressive. But the first third, the flavors are okay. For the first third, I would rate it 92. It's not screaming at me, but it's not bad. So I've had several of these. Now we're going to get to the point where I'm real curious how we transition, because from this point on, I'm going to be verifying my notes. Well, we're here at the end of the second third. I'm going to remove this band. And my notes that I was telling you about, I don't really have notes. I have mental notes, but I've had enough of these to know, I'm removing the band, that I would probably run into what I did. In the second third, all right, let's go back first. It started out pretty nice, pretty sweet, what have you. A lot of nutmeg at the beginning, but still sweet. Then in the first third, you notice the sweetness was there, but it was really counteracted by a lot of leathery, earthy black coffee. Now that same slightly leathery, very earthy black coffee has continued to rise. The sweet notes sort of were fighting, and they got tired, and they said, look, I don't need this. I'm going home. So it's like wherever they went, they're not here anymore. Medium to full, slight-ish. Finish has a lot of leathery nutmeg with just a hint of brown sugar, but a hint. Average lingering black pepper or slightly below. But the cigar has really transitioned, and not in a good way. The sweet notes are just sort of very faint. But for me, in this second third, it's just the bottom almost fell out. I would change the score to 84, and I realize that is a tremendous drop, but the flavors the sweetness just left town. It's a lot of earthy black coffee and nutmeg with far-reaching thoughts of sweetness. So the final third has really got an uphill battle, but let's see what it does. Down to the end, so let's wrap it up. The sweet notes decided to come back and fight a little. They made a valiant attempt, and they did rise a little. Medium to full. The finish even has a little more sweetness on it. A little more brown sugar. Nutmeg. Lingering pepper is improved. The final third actually did increase in enjoyment. Not a lot, but some. I would bump the final third up to 85. But this is just, just wasn't for me. It just, I'm not making any friends with the Crown Heads people, I'm sure. But this year's editions, now the La Calaveras wasn't that bad. It's pretty good. But this cigar just didn't do it. So for me, the final third is 85. Overall score is 87. These last two haven't really impressed me. But that's the way it goes sometimes. I mean, that will do it. The new Crown Heads Four Kicks Capa Especial Corona Gorda 87.